Alright, this video is about finishing your car and making it smooth so paint's going to stick, taking out any imperfections. The bandsaw can do a lot of damage. If you don't know what you're doing, you can have cut lines that are in it that you want to get rid of. The tool in my hand right here is called a rasp, and it basically is a wood shaping device. It's made out of metal, and what it can do is you take a car, and I got two examples here. One is a rounded edge, and this is done with a rasp and then of course sanding. And this one was just sanded. So if you want the sharp angled look, by all means, that's fine. But if you want a rounded, more sleek look, which is more aerodynamic, maybe just by hair, but it is, you can use a rasp a little bit. And it's pretty simple to use. You just hold your part on the edge of the table, and you're just going to pull down. If you want it to go back and forth, that's fine. But it's meant to be used to be just pulled down in nice even strokes. And if you want to round it as you go, you can too. So just with a few simple runs along the side, I've knocked out that corner. You have to do a little bit more work than that if you want to really smooth it, but that's a lot faster than the sander. The sander is meant to be your last step. When you don't want to do any more body shaping, after you use the Dremels, the sanding is your last step. We do have a power sander. If you want a more traditional feel, you can just do hand sand too. I recommend a little bit of both. Power sand is much of the heavy stuff out, and hand sand is a little bit at the end. The power sander, we have the power outlets here drop down from the ceiling. We have the shop vac sitting on this table too. When you sand, this is what's going to kick up the most dust. So for safety reasons, you have to use the vacuum right here to collect your dust. So wherever you set up shop, I have the sander, I have my car body, I have the vacuum and device. That's why this is out here. You can also use the Dremel, or you can also put car bodies in here and do some Dremel work on them. And then you sand. Nice even strokes, pull the car body down, and it's mainly to take out any imperfections in the car. Make sure that's turned down while you're doing that. Okay, I have a couple Dremels in my hand, and this is part of the finishing step. That's optional. You don't have to do any work with the Dremels if you don't want, but I want to let you know what you can do. We have a sanding cylinder on this one, and you can carve out just different areas. You can get into more tighter spots with this than you can with the hand sandpaper or the power sander. We have a cutoff tool where you can do lines, engravings, indents, things like that, some custom work with this cutoff tool with the Dremel. We have tons of other little tools that we can use. You can drill out some small parts, you can engrave into the car, lots of options with the Dremel. Again, using that is optional, but you would want to do that before you start finishing, which we'll get into next.